I'm Nigel Harris and I'm Tearfund's Chief Executive. And this is just a great opportunity for me to say a huge thank you to you all. Thank you for your continued and most generous support of Tearfund's work around the world. 2020 has been an extraordinary year. All of us, one way or the other, have been affected by COVID-19. And I'm very aware that some of you will have lost loved ones. Others will have been affected directly health-wise. Others will have been affected economically or other ways during the period of lockdown. Please be assured that you are very much in our thoughts and in our prayers at this time. For Tearfund too, this has been an extraordinary year as we respond globally in all of the countries in which we work to the effect of COVID-19. Of course, the virus itself is having devastating effect. There is very little intensive care provision in many of the poorest countries in which Tearfund works. At the same time, in situations such as refugee camps or urban slums, it is virtually impossible to practice social distancing, very difficult to access water or hygiene products, hand washing. And of course, economically, for so many of the poorest communities that Tearfund supports, many people have been unable to work in lockdown. You can't feed your family. And we are hearing this story time and time again, that we will starve, we will die of hunger before we die of the virus. But there is too good news in all of this. With your support and with your help, Tearfund has been able to respond around the world to the devastating effects of COVID-19. Working through our partners and through local churches, we've been able to provide public health messaging to advise communities how best to respond, to practice social distancing, to practice hand washing in these difficult situations. And in more than 30 countries, we've been able to begin projects providing food, providing hygiene products, soap, to provide water, PPE, to allow communities to protect themselves against the effects of the virus. In Rwanda, for example, our country director and church leaders have been on national radio as trusted voices to be able to spread messages around public health. And in Colombia, we are supporting partners there to support local churches working with Venezuelan migrants and refugees who have come across the border, escaping the crisis of Venezuela and settled in Colombian cities. And of course, in the lockdown, they've not been able to work and they've been unable to feed their families. And we've seen the church respond to that, providing food, providing soap, providing hygiene products. Churches have opened their buildings to store supplies that can be provided to these communities. And of course, they've been able to build relationships with families. We've been able to see the kingdom of God come in those Colombian cities among the most needy. So thank you again for your generosity. And if I may ask you to pray, to thank God for the way that we are seeing the church respond around the world, to pray for protection and safety for churches and from our partners as they support communities. And of course, to pray for the poorest people, that they will not be pushed further into poverty by the effects of the virus. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your support. And may God bless you at this time.